All right, welcome to the Explainer. Over the next few minutes, we're going to look at 6 powerful words. But hey, these aren't just for a vocabulary quiz. Nope. These are tools. Tools that can actually sharpen how you see yourself and, the whole world around you.
I mean, really think about that for a second. Language doesn't just describe our world, right? It actually shapes how we perceive it. So what happens when we add a few super precise, really potent new words to our mental toolkit? What changes?
So we're going to explore 6 words that do exactly that. And we'll look at them in pairs, because the way they connect tells a much bigger story. A story about our own ideas, about society, and about how we spot the opportunities that come our way.
Okay, first up, the personal journey. This is all about that move from a spark of an idea to a real-world commitment.
And our first word is inchoate. It's a fantastic word. It describes that really early, kind of fuzzy stage of an idea. It's just begun. It's not fully formed yet. Think of it like that first spark, or the rough draft of a plan before you figured out all the details. Like in this example. She had only an inchoate plan for her future, but it was a start. See? The plan isn't perfect. It's not all laid out. But having that inchoate plan, well, that's the essential first step. It's the raw material. The real question is, what do you do with it?
Well, turning that raw material into something real often requires our next word, abnegation. This is a really powerful term because it's all about choice. It means to deliberately renounce or reject something.
For instance, her abnegation of desserts was a testament to her willpower. Notice that link to willpower. Abnegation isn't just about something being missing, it's an active choice. It's the sacrifice, that no, that actually makes a much bigger yes possible down the road.
So, here's how they lock together. Taking an inchoate idea, that fuzzy, not quite formed plan, and making it real, that almost always requires the abnegation of something else. Maybe it's your comfort, your free time, your old habits. To turn a vague dream into a concrete reality, yeah, you got to make a sacrifice.
All right, now let's shift gears. We're moving from our internal world to the world outside. This next pair of words helps explain how already bad situations can get spun up into something much, much worse. So our next word is demagogue. Now, the key thing to understand here isn't about specific policies or parties. It's about the method. A demagogue is a leader who tends to bypass rational arguments and instead tries to get support by appealing directly to people's desires and, well, their prejudices.
And as this example points out, the country fell into chaos under the rule of the persuasive demagogue. When you sideline reasoned debate in favor of purely emotional appeals, the result can be real instability and chaos. But what does that actually look like in action?
That brings us right to our next word, exacerbate. It's a verb that means to take a problem or a bad situation that's already there and just make it worse. A lot worse. It's literally like pouring gasoline on a fire.
And this grease fire example is just perfect. It's so visceral. Pouring water on the grease fire only served to exacerbate the problem. The intention might have been good, put out the fire. But the action itself makes the situation 1,000 times more dangerous. It shows how the wrong kind of intervention can exacerbate an issue in a huge way.
Okay, so here's the connection. A demagogue usually doesn't create divisions out of thin air. What happens is, their rhetoric takes prejudices that already exist in a society and exacerbates them. It makes those social cracks deeper and a whole lot more dangerous.
Okay, on to our final pair. This one's about that fascinating spot where awareness meets pure chance. Or, to put it another way, how do you get lucky?
Well, it starts with being cognizant. To be cognizant just means you have knowledge or awareness of something. You're aware of your surroundings, of the situation you're in. And it's not a passive thing, it's a state of active awareness.
I love this example. He was cognizant of the challenges ahead, but remained optimistic. This really gets at a key point. Being cognizant isn't about being negative or pessimistic. It's about being realistic. You can be totally aware of the hurdles in front of you and still be optimistic you can clear them.
So, when you're in that state of awareness, what might you run into? A fortuitous event. This is something that happens by pure accident or lucky chance. It wasn't designed, it wasn't planned, it just happened to work out perfect.
Here's a classic example of pure luck.
It was a fortuitous coincidence that they were both in Paris at the same time, right? No big plan, no grand design. It was just a happy accident. That's a fortuitous moment.
And here's how they come together. Look, a fortuitous event, a lucky break, that could happen to anyone at any time. But the real question is, are you ready to even see it? Being cognizant of your surroundings, being aware is what allows you to recognize and grab that lucky opportunity when it shows up. You know that old saying, luck favors the prepared mind? This is exactly that.
Okay, we've covered a ton of ground. Let's pull all 6 of these words together and lock them into your new lexicon.
All right, quick review. An inchoate idea? It's just starting, not fully formed. Abnegation? That's the active choice to reject something. A demagogue is a leader who uses prejudice, not reason, to gain power. To exacerbate is to make a bad thing worse. To be cognizant is simply to be aware. And fortuitous, that's a lucky break. But remember, these aren't just definitions to memorize. They are concepts, tools for understanding.
So we've just added 6 new lenses you can use to look at your world. The real question is, what happens now? When you look at your own goals, at the world around you, at your next opportunity, what are you going to see more clearly now?